Hey, what's going on, everybody? DBougie86 here again, and this is the second part of my March update. This is going to be the Blu-ray portion of it. And as you can see from when I was getting the Blu-rays together and stuff, I actually banged my head off my bedpost right there. Things getting injured, getting all the stuff together for you guys. So there is some behind-the-scenes stuff going on here, as you can see. Look at that. Yeah. Pretty nice. Alright, so we're going to get into it right now. We're going to start off with this stack right here. And I'm going to start out with actually probably my most controversial purchase this month. Which, this came out from a company which I usually don't really buy from. It's a company called Twilight Time. You probably heard of them. They limited their Blu-rays. And I read this article that actually the Twilight Times website posted that they were going to be releasing a few giallo films from Rewind Films catalog, and this is the first one out of that, and that of course is La Bambola de Santana, also known as the Doll of Satan, or Satan's Doll. And I was going back and forth for a while, and I said, fuck it, because this is a film. When I was in high school, I read an article about it, and I always wanted to check it out. And I know I stand by it because I always said I wouldn't buy another Twilight Times after the Blob. Well, this is the case with this one. I had to see this film because it's a film that I read about and did some history because I am a fan of Italian cinema. And with that being said, with all things aside, I'm actually glad I did buy this film because I actually really enjoyed it for what it was, with the mystery of these characters, and the transfer is really really good in this too. Now, I'm not gonna go out and say buy every Twilight Times title, but if it's a film that you're interested in and you don't own it, or that release is out of print, then I would suggest maybe grabbing it. But other than that, I'm not going to go out and buy every Twilight Times titles, because it's a company that I have a hate-love relationship. I do like a lot of the titles they release, but I hate that they limit their stuff, if you get my drift. So the Doll of Satan, good. It's actually one of the cheaper, actually, of their titles that they released too, which was kind of shocking. Good stuff right there with that film. And what happened was I actually ordered a lot of these last month, but they came in the month of March at the beginning of it, which I was fine with it because I had a lot of stuff that month anyways, if you remember my update from that month. And this is from the company Legless Corpse Films, which is a very interesting company that release a lot of indie style films. And they have some cool ones. A few of these I haven't watched yet. Some of them I have. And the first one is The Slayers, which looks really cool. I watched the trailer for this one, but I haven't got a chance to check it out yet. I'm gonna dig into these over probably tomorrow, some of them, because it's my day off from work. So The Slayers. Within Madness, which she actually threw this in there because the orders were back up because of they had the sale. That's why they took a little while longer to get here than usual with their shipping. So they were cool enough to throw in an extra film, which I thought was a cool thing. They actually gave me a free poster too, which is a wait until I get it framed because it is autographed. Which is a film coming out soon from them. Dimension, I believe it's the name of it. Yeah, so they gave me Without Madness. I still haven't checked that one out. Sledge, limited to 100. Cool, it's signed by people involved in the film. I don't know the signatures. I actually haven't checked this one out yet. Cool, back cover art though, if you've seen this before. Cool stuff. Most of these Blu-rays are limited releases. They limit their Blu-rays. This one I haven't watched yet, which is Deadly Birthday Party. Looks cool as hell. It's kind of has a cool premise. Can't wait to check this one out. Like that tagline on the bottom. This one I have watched and I actually reviewed it on my channel. When Your Flesh Screams. It's a Spanish film from the director Guillermo Martinez, who's actually a really cool dude. He actually posted my review on his Facebook page. So if you haven't checked that review out, check it out. This one I reviewed on Body Bags. My buddy Matt Cantor, You and Your Horror Movies, actually also reviewed this on his own channel. And this is when I first heard about this film, and that's The Orange Man. Cool, like, little low-budget slasher. Check out my review for my full thoughts on it. I highly enjoyed it for what it was. These two I got in recently. I haven't watched them yet. Actually, I watched some of this one, and the other one I haven't watched yet. This is their newest release from Legless Corpse, and that's A Wish for the Dead. This is from Nathan Thomas Milliner, who's most notably known for his short film Confessions of Fred Krueger. And he does a lot of like artwork. I know he did artwork for Scream Factory before. Like I believe he did the Halloween 2 release, and the Funhouse I believe he did also. He did a few Scream Factories for covers for that company. And you can tell by like he also did the cover for this, which is a pretty rad cover, I might add. He's a very gifted dude. I did watch some of this film. I had to finish it. I plan on doing a review on this down the line. It was really good from what I saw of it, though. Really good stuff. It also came with a free poster. It's signed by Nathan Thomas Milliner, which was a good little ad when you pre-ordered the film. Cool little touch. I liked how they did that. And this one I haven't watched yet. It's a Russian film. Russian splatter, I might add. And it's called Zombie Infection. This is the lowest number of release that I ever got. It's 6 out of 100 I got. Really cool looking fucking gore film. It has a lot of like, you could tell it's gonna be gore galore in this one. And it has a interesting cast, like the guy from Scarecrows, Ted Vernon, Andre Sinaj, the director of Violent Shit, and Claudio Fagazzo, the infamous director of Troll 2, and a film that you'll see later in this update. Yeah, I can't wait to check that one out. I might throw that one in tomorrow. Alright, this is a very non-horror title. I just picked it up because I always wanted to see this film, and I'm actually a huge fan of Ray Don Chong, and that's Beat Street. I heard good things about this. Actually, my buddy Mood616 did a review on this on his channel. Really, really interested in this one because I'm actually a fan of like old school like hip hop films like Crush Groove. I seen that one. Next up, a few Blue Underground titles I picked up. First one, Dario Argento's Inferno. Love this film with a passion. I know I might be in the minority on this one. I actually kind of like Inferno a little better than Suspiria. Suspiria is maybe a little more made film, better made, but I actually like how, like the history of this film, like Argento going through like a tough time with sick and stuff, and like the history, and I really dig the score by Keith Emerson, who we lost last month, also R.I.P. Yeah, a really good film, Inferno. I really enjoyed that one. And this one was a first time watch for me. I heard a lot of good things about this, and that's Strip Nude for Your Killer. Another fucking sleazy giallo. You can't get enough of this sleaze, and it has Edwidge Fenech in it, which is even ups the rating for me. And this one I haven't watched yet. It's a film by Adam Albrandt. It's called The Burnt House. Been wanting to check this one out. It's kind of glary because actually the plastic's kind of bubbly. It's like loose. You see it? So that's why I'm holding it. Not to see that. Yeah. Really cool premise though. I can't wait to check that one out. Alright, into some other stuff. First up, finally picked up the double feature of Empire of the Ants and Jaws of Satan. Both really cool films if you like your creature features. Really dig Jaws of Satan. Empire of the Ants is one of my childhood classics, and it still holds up from when I was a kid, in my opinion. Fucking awesome double feature by Scream Factory. Yeah. And my buddy Godzilla, if you haven't watched my last video, it was actually the unboxing of this. Got me Tentacles and Reptilicus from Scream Factory. Again, like, if you're a big fan of creature features and giant monster films, these double features are a godsend. Fucking awesome release right there. Next up, another Severin title I picked up. Picked up a few of their Blu-Rays. Really digging Severin, man. They're a very underrated company in my opinion. This one's The Wild Geese, which is not really a horror film. I think it's like a war film. I believe maybe World War II. Don't hold me to that because I actually haven't seen it yet. I haven't watched this one yet. And it's got Richard Burton, Roger Moore, and Richard Harris in it, which got my interest because I actually really dig all three of those guys. So I can't wait to check this one out. Next up, fucking awesome release by Kino / Scorpion releasing. And that is Monster Dog. Fucking great film with fucking, well, not great, but it's great if you know what I mean. It's a fucking blast to watch. It was directed by, of course, Claudio Fagazzo, who's the director of Troll 2. Fucking awesome beginning with Identity Crisis. Fucking, I love this song. I was like just humming the words of it at work one day, and everyone was just looking at me like, "What the hell's that from?" I'm like, "It's Alice Cooper, Identity Crisis. Come on." And they all just still looked at me. Fucking great release. Loved it. Next up is pick these up because I've been wanting like single copies of these films. These films usually are on all multi packs, and I wanted to know if the transfers were released good on these. I have seen these films before, and then I watched, of course, Moods' reviews on these, and he said the transfers on these are really, really good. So I picked up these two from the Film Detective. The first one is A Bucket of Blood. Classic old school Roger Corman film with Dick Miller. Fun stuff. The transfer is actually really, really good on this. And the next one, which is a first time watch for me, which I haven't seen this film before, but glad to finally own a copy and glad I actually watched it. The Bat, really, really early Vincent Price film. He doesn't have really like the biggest role in it, but he's good and schemish in it. Transfer again, really, really good. Fucking really love that company. I kind of want to pick up that Red House one they're releasing this month. Next up is Howl. Great werewolf film if you haven't seen it yet. My buddy Matt actually reviewed this on the 22 Shots of Moods and Horror podcast when he guest starred You and Your Horror Movies. And that's what got me to buy the film because I wanted to check it out after his review on it. Fucking cool film. Has a lot of like cameos, like the chick from The Descent in the film. Really cool stuff. Let's get into the stack here. Oh yeah, moving along in this. Next up is one I've been wanting to grab for a while. It's from a director I really like. I saw two of his films already. And that's Stuart Simpson's El Monstro del Mar. Really, really, really fun film. I really enjoyed this film. Stuart Simpson's like, I can't wait for the next film he does because he has such a variety of like ideas and film stories and ways he shoots films and stuff. And this film is fun as hell. It's pretty cool. My buddy Matt did a review on this on Body Bags, and actually I forgot to mention it because I never did an unboxing on this. He actually picked this up for me because what was it? I didn't have Prime at the time. I do now, so I sent him the cash via PayPal, and he grabbed this for me. So thanks, Matt, for doing me that favor. Awesome film. Next up is two other ones I got from FilmRise, Amazon. And the first one is Georgia Zombie Intervention. I haven't watched this yet. I heard decent things about it though. Next up is Bleeding Lady, Ryan Nicholson film. I actually really enjoyed this. I really like the soundtrack and shit to this. It has a great like synthy, like poppy like soundtrack and shit. The story was kind of cool too. I actually like this main guy here on the cover with the blood all over his face. Fucking funny as fuck. I really enjoyed that film. Next up is a film from Noboru Gucci. And this is one I've been after for a while, and I'm glad I finally picked it up. Karate Robo Zagabor, I believe that's how you pronounce that. Fucking cool ass little film. Fucking great effects and shit. Cheesy as all hell. Noboru Gucci, fucking awesomeness right there. Cool ass film. Next one is Scorpion Releasing's title, one of their older ones. Wanted to grab it because some of the older Scorpions seem to be going out of print. And that's the Monster Club with Vincent Price. Cool fucking anthology, I have to say. I really enjoyed it. It has a fun little story with, especially like the wraparound with Vincent Price and John Carradine's characters. Really enjoyed this film. Highly recommend the Monster Club, especially if you're a big fan of anthologies. Next up is Troma Blu-ray. I don't really usually pick up Troma titles on Blu-ray unless it's a film I don't own. I usually grab them from either 88 Films or like Vinegar Syndrome is usually putting them out. I still gotta pick up Pigs. I haven't picked that one up yet. And this one is Troma's War. The transfer on this isn't not bad. I heard like bad reviews on it and stuff. It doesn't look that bad. There's a few like scenes of like digitalization in the film, like mostly during the credits and shit. It doesn't look that bad though. I really actually enjoyed like the transfer. It wasn't as bad as people were putting out there on like the reviews I was reading on it. And also, I actually really enjoyed this film. It was funny as fuck. Fucking funny. Next up is finally picked this up, 42nd Street Forever. Been throwing this on. Great stuff. All the old trailers and shit. List of some of the trailers are on here. It's like almost 4 hours long. Fucking awesome. Next up, another film I actually still haven't watched this yet. I finally picked this up. Is Turkey Shoot from Sever. Always wanted to check this out. I'm glad they actually released it. Next up, Gorgo. Love this film with a passion. One of my all-time favorite creature features / giant monster films from when I was a kid. Next up, another one I picked up because I think it's actually going out of print soon. I got this from Diabolic before because I couldn't find them anywhere else. And that's Tower of Evil. Cool release. I actually still haven't watched this yet. This one I have watched and I really enjoyed it. Not really a horror film. It's kind of like the Australians' version of the Goonies, pretty much. And that's BMX Bandits with Nicole Kidman. Fucking fun ass film. I really enjoyed this. If you're a fan of like films like the Goonies and shit, I say check out BMX Bandits. Fucking cool ass little film with a very young Nicole Kidman. I believe that was her first film. Last stack. Are you guys ready for this? I am. Upgraded Godzilla, finally, Criterion. If you haven't seen this yet, fucking cool ass edition of the Godzilla, the G-Man. There he is. Woo, woo. Great special features. I really dug the interview with Akira Kifube that they got for this. Transfer's really good. Criterion standards, of course. Great release by Criterion. I love this film with a passion. It's one of my all-time favorites. Next up, I saw this on Diabolic, and I almost was just like, what? So I had to grab it finally, and I grabbed Razer Back. It was actually a really good price. It was like $14, which is pretty good for a import Blu-ray, especially from Australia. Fucking transfer's great, and I gotta dig into some more of these special features. Good stuff right there. All region too. I think Diabolic actually still has copy. Not Diabolic. I mean, Deep Discounts still has copies of this. So if you want to grab it for a good price, check it out because they are having that sale right now for 15% off. Next up, 288 Films releases I picked up. Haven't watched them yet. Just been busy and stuff and other stuff. Bloodsucking Freaks from Troma. I heard good things about this. Been wanting to check that out for a while. And this film I actually did see. I kind of lied. I just haven't checked out this version of the film in the transfer. And that's their version of Romeo and Juliet. I actually really dig this film. I can't wait to see how that transfer looks. Next up, finally picked up Derange. I actually grabbed it from deep discounts too. They have a few UK arrows on there too, which I was stoked to grab. So I grabbed Derange. Happy to have that in the collection finally. Next up, The Executioner. Great release by Arrow. Really dug this film. It's like a revenge type film. Has a great cast, like Christopher George is in this, and who else? I recognize the main guy from other films. I just can't think of his name off the top of my head. But yeah, the Exterminator. My bad. I was looking at The Executioner Part 2 on the DVD shelf. Yeah, awesome film. Exterminator. Next up, Toxic Avenger. Finally picked up the 88 Films release. I actually picked this up after I listened to the Exploding Heads horror podcast, which is a cool podcast I've been listening to lately. They did the Toxic Avenger as one of their main reviews. And it was a fun podcast, and I really wanted a copy of this. So then Dave Z actually, the 88 Films Blue is the best version out there, so I grabbed it, and it's really good transfer. I haven't digged into like the Japanese cut yet. They talked a little about that in the podcast too. I'm gonna leave the link for that podcast too on the link because I want you to listen to that show, especially I believe it's episode 4. And the last two are 2 sets. Finally grabbed this for a decent price. I grabbed the Larry Festen collection from Scream Factory. Comes with No Tellin', Habit, and Wendigo, and The Last Winter. Actually, a really well done release from Scream Factory, I might add. There's a lot of good features. I really dig listening to Larry Festen talk about film. And yeah, I highly recommend this. I wouldn't pay that price that they charge it on Amazon though. That's kind of a crazy price. Try to grab it from somewhere else. Like I know Deep Discounts has it for a little cheaper, and I couldn't get in other places. But yeah, Deep Discounts. I got it for like $46, which I thought was a decent price for like a set like this. Not like $80 or $90. And the final thing for the update. So stoked to have this is the Death Walks Twice set from Arrow. Really good stuff. 2 giallo films I hadn't seen before. Death Walks on High Hills and Death Walks at Midnight. Comes in that nice little booklet. Probably all seen it. But of course, it comes in the standard Arrow certified box set. Oh yeah. And that's it for this update, guys. I gotta get this stuff on the shelves or away because I got more stuff coming in tomorrow for this month. So you won't be seeing that till next month. And I hope you enjoyed it. Like, subscribe, and comment. And I'll see you next video. Peace out.